Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Crazy Kitsune Gaming with the first episode of the Fuga Melodies of Steel walkthrough. Oh, I'm so excited to play this game. This is perhaps one of my favorite games. In fact, I even said at one point during one of my Skyrim videos, this is one of the few games released in recent history that I can actually tolerate. Oh, and also, hey, congratulations, me! This is the first game I've played that isn't like 5 years old, or even older. It's only like 2 years old. It has a sequel that's actually less than a year old. I'm actually playing something somewhat recent. Now, before we get into this, there are a few things I need to say first. This is a turn-based game. Now, we'll get to see what that's like pretty soon, but basically, you can't just absolutely button mash. You have to actually slow down a moment and think about what you're doing before you do it. In this game especially, one false action could probably result in an absolute disaster. And also, this is sort of a tank-based, turn-based game. So that even has its own extra level of strangeness to it. And one more thing I have to say, because I know, thankfully, a lot of my viewers are a bit on the older side, and I'm quite happy with this. However, that does mean I may have a few parents who watch the channel, and to them I have to warn you, do not be fooled by this game's cutesy art style. It is a game meant for teens, at the very least, and I would honestly recommend young adults. Like, it has the T for teen rating, and it's definitely earned that. This is not a game that you should have your children playing by any means. I know it might look like that, but no, absolutely not. Also, one more thing. If you're a person that is a little bit frightened of more complicated games, run. Run away, and never return. Now, before there is actually one more thing to explain first, and that is the options. See, a lot of games have English subtitles that you can go for. Well, not English subtitles, English voice acting. In this game, it's a little bit different. Japanese or French. Everybody else can go shag themselves. So, yeah, do keep that in mind. In fact, I think this game is actually made by a company that has this weird mix of Japanese, French, German, and Russian developers. So, it means that it's sort of this beautiful stew of a game, and I'm so here for it. Like I said, this is probably one of my favorite games in recent memory, and I cannot wait to get into it. So we're going to start. We're going to try and not be scared of my average level and playtime on my current save. We're going to go ahead and make a new one. Now, yes, we have a saving icon. And also, one more thing. That is, this game has a inbuilt tutorial, like a lot of games. I can't turn it off in the options, so you're just gonna have to deal with two teachers for a moment. I'm also gonna have to... Yes, we're going to load the selected data. I do know that. And temporary data will be lost after an autosave occurs. Yes, this game does have a good old autosave, and it's actually pretty reliable. Oh boy, in we go. I have to get ready to voice act like 30 different characters. Wish me luck. Hannah, I'm scared. It's alright, May. Everything will be alright. I'm getting dizzy. Get off of me, you big baby. I think we may be going too fast. But if we don't hurry, everyone from the village will be taken away. With claws of steel digging incessantly into the earth, the massive beast of iron shot its way through the midnight wood. Along with the merciless screeching and vibrating metal, it carried the children forward and onward. They found refuge in the tank. It was as though they had been swallowed up in the belly of a ferocious beast of war. Well, I mean, yeah, they kind of have. Kinda what tanks are meant to be. You should see the enemy up ahead soon. Watch out. Yeah, just a few things to explain real quick. There is a sort of inbuilt voice acting for this lady on the radio. I will be voice acting and sort of talking over them a little bit, and along with the narrator. So if it sounds confusing for a moment, having two different voices talking, I apologize, but I'm really not sure how to deal with it, because it just feels wrong to not read it out. Also, while we're here, I should mention the log. Yes, if you ever feel like you're missing a little bit of the dialogue, like you've accidentally, you know, hit something and skipped over it, then, yeah, you can actually go back and see what's been said. Even the narration, so pretty nice. Malt! We're almost upon them! Alright, with this thing we might have a chance to get them back. For sure. Okay, we have now been hit. Whoa! Oh, hello, Berman soldiers. Well, what's with this thing? It's a monster? It didn't do anything? I think we're okay. This thing's pretty tough. Don't get cocky. If we don't fire back, we're goners. It seems you've met the enemy, but don't worry. I'll teach you how to fight with the Taranis. And so will I. In fact, I think I'll teach you better than this thing could. Believe in the Taranis' power and fight. That's right. We have to fight. If we don't, everyone from the village will be taken away. Okay. Destroy your enemies with the 3 gun turrets on the giant tank Taranis. Those being the gun turrets. Children placed at a gun turret will attack with their skilled weapon type. Select grenade launcher. Yes, so that is what we're going to do. I will explain these weapons more, but for now we're just going to go ahead and do what they ask of us. Although first, I will analyze the enemy we're going to be fighting here. Yeah, we actually have a lot to explain, don't we? So, at any time you want, you can actually go ahead and analyze an enemy. This is the Jagdhound, which, fun fact in German, I think translates to hunting dog. Its attack is slightly high, so try not to get hit. Delay its action and defeat it safely by attacking with the same color weapon as its clock-shaped weakness icon. Use the formation screen to switch out characters to exploit its weakness. So, yes, this is one of the very helpful mechanics to know of the game. Is, say, this yellow grenade launcher. The grenade launchers are always marked with the yellow color. So, anytime that we hit an enemy with that yellow clock, like this Jagdhound, then that's basically the game showing its weakness. So if we hit the Jagdhound that has that yellow clock around it, then we will actually delay its action just a little bit. So it's a way we can sort of give ourselves a little bit of breathing room. So we will go ahead and fire. Oof. And now we'll go ahead and hit him again. Alright, and now the cannon. And yes, fun fact, the cannon is red. That's what color is marking the cannon. So, of course, if there was an enemy with a red clock, that would mean that they would be stunned a little bit by the cannon. Alright then, fire away. And that looks like a dead Jagdhound. Alright then. Oh yes, and this game actually has a ranking system. Yeah, fun fact, you actually get a tiny XP multiplier for getting a good rank. So you can get a good rank by defeating the enemies very quickly and not having to take too many turns. You can also get increases to your rank by decreasing the amount of damage you take. There are some techniques to do that we'll be discussing soon. And also, speaking of techniques, basically technique is how many abilities you use and how good you are at exploiting enemy weaknesses. The higher that is and the better you are with the technique, then of course it gives you a better rank. So we got 2 S's and a D, resulting in an A. And we also got a rusty barrel. Alright then. Next. In the results, experience points and items can be obtained depending on the outcome of the battle. Win the battle quickly to avoid receiving damage and earn more experience points. Ah! Everybody! Run! Run! Oh yeah, you had it coming, suckers! Yay! Yay! Don't you dare go outside there, you two. It's dangerous. Well, what? They're just kids? We'll deal with them later. Retreat! Retreat! Alright then. Ah, yes. This is the route progression screen. Various effects will occur when the Taranis reaches an event waypoint. Battles occur at this waypoint. The number on the upper right represents the number of consecutive battles. So, yes, that basically red wolf head is basically the symbol of the enemies we're fighting. So, with them showing the 2 there, then that means that they will basically be 2 different sets of enemies that we'll have to fight in that fight. So basically we'll have one group of enemies at first that will all fight us at once, and then when that group is cleared, then we'll have to go ahead and fight another one. And I'm pretty sure you can actually have up to 3 different battles per these waypoints. The Taranis HP is restored at this waypoint. So yeah, the green heart, that basically means you're going to get basically a little mini health potion that you don't get to choose when you use. There are other waypoints with various effects, so please check the help screen for more details. Yes, speaking of which, what are you saying, good old help screen? Oh dear, oh yeah, I forget how much there really is to think about. So yes, the sort of blue oval is the start, which is basically where you've started from. Kinda not really helpful to see. What's infinitely more helpful to see is the target waypoint, which is basically the end of the mission. Once you get there, then you'll probably have a bit of a fight to get through, but you will end the mission at that point. Now, there's a lot to explain here, and I figure we'll get to it as it becomes noteworthy. So, for now, advance. Alright, more enemies. Alright, 2 Yaghounds. The timeline at the top of the screen displays the action order. Yeah, so basically that top bar there will show when each character involved in the fight is acting. Any character shown up at the top is one of your crew members or allies. Enemies on the bottom are, of course, well, they're your enemies. So I should say characters shown at the bottom. The icon displayed under an enemy's HP designates its weakness. Yes, tutorial, we have been over this. Attack with a weapon of the same color. Yes, tutorial, we've been over this. It's a good thing they let you disable the tutorial in the sequel of this game. Alright, 1 delayed. If you attack with weapons of the same color like this, the enemy's action order will be delayed. So yeah, as you can see, originally, before we fired, it showed that both of these Yaghounds were going to attack at basically the same time. Now that one of them has been delayed by a grenade launcher attack, then it means that it's showing that that other one that we just hit will now act way later. So then, now we can go ahead and do that to the other one. Goody, goody. Now then, yeah, that's what I really don't like about this game's tutorial, is that it locks out a lot of different actions. Like right now I would be defending, because fun fact, defending can reduce the damage you take. But instead all we can do is attack. Which one do I want to go for? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, you. You are the unlucky one. Okay, and we've taken a shot. Yeah! Fun thing to watch out for in this game. There is no attack that is not worrisome to take. There is no real throwaway enemy in this game. They're all dangerous in their own right. You will never get a truly easy battle unless you've seriously overleveled, which I'll explain later you can't really do in this game. So, off with that count. And now forward we go, because this is a multi-fight battle. Alright, aerial enemies have a high evasion rate. Weapons with high accuracy are effective against these enemies. Let's switch placements on the formation screen. Okay, so, formation. Welcome to this game's most confusing screen. Here you can see the abilities of each of the children placed at the 3 gun turrets. This is the information about the top gun turret. The cursor is placed on the attacker position. Weapon attribute effects and damage depend on the abilities of the attacker. Now let's switch Hannah, who is currently selected, with another child. So basically, whoever the yellow arrow is on and has the cog around them lit up is the one we're selecting. So we shall grab the Hannah. So select May with the cursor and press A. So there we go. So basically, Hannah is starting here, and then when we move over, then we are switching their positions. So if I were to move to Kyle over here, it would switch their spots. It's not that confusing, it's just kind of strange to get to grips with. So by doing this, we are switching Hannah and May's positions. The machine gun used by May has high accuracy and is effective against aerial enemies. Now let's switch Malt with Kyle. Select Malt with the cursor and press A. Yes. And now we shall go like that. Perfect. Now there are 2 children with machine guns and 1 with a grenade launcher. While switching placements on the formation screen, you can press right bumper at any time to check the enemy description. Next, let's exit the formation screen. Okay. Return to battle. Wait, that wasn't what I meant to hit. Although I think I did accidentally hit that button that they showed off to see the enemy. Alright. Confirm this formation? I mean, yeah, the tutorial demanded it of me. It's not like I really have much of a choice in the matter. Now, it does mean that our formation will be locked for 3 turns. So, let's attack the aerial enemy with a machine gun. Because as you can see, they actually have the blue clock, which means they have a weakness to machine guns. See, blue is actually the color that identifies machine gun weaponry. But first, let's actually see the description of these things. Eisenfleisch, which, fun fact, in German, I'm pretty sure translates to iron fly. Yeah, fly made out of iron, okay. Gonna be difficult to swat that thing. Aerial drone with high evasion. It's difficult to hit it with low accuracy cannon attacks. Shoot them down with a machine gun that has higher accuracy. Alright then. Now the good thing is, these drones, unlike the Yak Hounds, are hilariously squishy. Yeah, as you can see, they're only boasting a hit point count of 110, which isn't really a whole lot in this game. So, machine gun. Oh, I forget how weak machine guns attacks are at low level. Now, grenade launcher. Now, as you can see, it did say this enemy has a high evasion rate. See, when you target an enemy, it will actually show your chance to hit them. I didn't mention it before because before now it was always 100%. Now we're down to 70%, so there's actually a 30% chance that we're just going to whiff the shot completely. Thankfully we didn't do that. Okay, took a bit of machine gun fire there. Now, let's go ahead and shoot this guy again. And we actually got him killed. Good. Very good. Amazing. Now we get rid of him. Completely pain-free. Okay. S on actions, damage received was an A, and our technique was an S. Which means we overall got an S. I mean, that's perfect. And we got some good old rusty barrels and a lot more experience. Getting close to level 2 now. You fought well. Hang in there. I know you can do it. The voice on the radio spoke words of comfort. However, doubt and fear of what may lie ahead would not allow them to fully savor this victory. Alright then. So then, we have some more interesting items ahead, don't we? Let's explain just a little bit more of this. Particularly, I want to explain what's right up ahead. So, item salvage. So the little gold bag is basically an area where, once you go over it, you're going to get a few items. There's also item salvage plus that you can see, which essentially means that you're going to find even more items, and some of the items will be a little bit rare, like a little bit more valuable and a little bit more helpful. Now, of course, there's also buckets of recovery waypoints. So basically, anytime you see a plus sign on the recovery point, like the SP Recovery Waypoint Plus, it basically means that you're going to get a lot more of that resource than normal recovery waypoints would give you. Like, for example, we can also see that there are both SP and HP recoveries. I realize we haven't even really used or talked about SP yet. But yeah, there is a ton of different waypoints, but they all basically will give you resources. But this basically kind of shows you which of the signs and symbols means what exactly. But I can tell you that the one up ahead is going to give us some health, which is good since we're actually just a little bit dinged. There we go. Now, what items do we get? Oh, a repair kit. That's quite nice. Alright. This is the enemy's armor rank, which represents their defense power. Ah, yes. So, there are actually two different things that enemies have. They have armor like this, and also their hull. Their hull is basically their main health. The armor on top of that can reduce their damage that they take. Yeah, this enemy has a high armor rank, which makes it difficult to damage, so let's use May's skill. Select Piercing Shot from the skills command to attack. This skill lowers the enemy's rank by 1. Their armor rank by 1. So yeah, this enemy is the Zyklon, which means cyclone in German. Tank with thick armor to reduce damage. If you lower its armor rank, the number on the left of their HP, it will lower its reduction rate. Use the machine gun skill Piercing Shot to lower its armor rank. So yeah, these Zyklons, these guys are incredibly tanky. I do find they tend to deal far less damage than most other tanks. Like, their actual performance and their damage output tends to seriously fall behind most others. But they have a lot of armor, and a lot of their HP / what I call hull points. They have 3 armor and 300 hull, making them quite a tanky enemy. Good thing is, most of their tankiness comes from that armor. So, Piercing Shot. This is a ability that costs SP, which is basically the blue resource. The green bars, of course, are HP, our hit points. Basically, how much damage we can take before finally dying. The SP is basically our special resource that we can use for things like this Piercing Shot. So, Piercing Shot 1 here is a 3-hit attack with 1 armor rank decrease on an enemy. So let's use that on the Zyklon here. Alright, take away his armor, May. He doesn't need that. Alright, the enemy's armor rank has been lowered. Thank you very much, tutorial. Definitely couldn't have sussed that out on my own. In exchange for consuming SP, you can gain the upper hand in a battle by using skills well, so give it a shot. SP can be recovered at recovery waypoints along the route, and also by clearing chapters and using recovery items. Alright then. So they said give it a shot, maybe we should give it a piercing shot perhaps? There we go. That's another bit of armor gone from him. And as you can see, he is actually taking more damage. The first piercing shot we used only did 10 damage a shot. That one did around 14 to 15. Now then, there is one more thing to explain. One thing we haven't quite used, and that is the defend mechanic. See, by doing this defend, then it will basically reduce the amount of damage we take on the next turn. Now, it does mean we have to skip out on attacking, so that is something to keep in mind. But generally, it's more valuable to defend in my opinion. Because once you're down to a situation like this, where it's just a one-on-one fight, then one defend is fine, because you have 2 other attacks that you can use. Meanwhile, the enemy only has 1 attack, and they just used it on that defend. So, in my opinion, defending is actually very, very useful in increasing how long you can survive. So I'm actually going to defend with this grenade launcher. Okay, let's go fire some shots. We took 2 hits of 69. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. I can make jokes like that on my own. I have way too many in this game in particular of jokes like that to make. Let's do one more piercing shot. There we go. So now his armor is gone. Let's defend with Kyle. And now use a flame grenade. So the flame grenade is a very interesting ability. In fact, I'll actually show off how it works right now. Essentially, once you hit the enemy with this, then every time the enemy takes a turn, they will actually receive a little bit of damage. If you can use this ability early on in a fight, it can be very helpful. So, let's go ahead and burn that puppy. Alright then. So now, just to show off how it works, we're going to defend 2 more times. I don't actually see any benefit in defending multiple times. I don't think it actually increases the damage reduction. So, in my opinion, defend once. I'm not 100% on that, but nothing I have seen has actually indicated that defending multiple times increases the damage reduction. Alright then, so he attacks. That's all well and good, but now he takes burn damage. 45 of it. My favorite number, honestly. Alright then. Wow, okay. We got 2 iron scraps, and a perfect S rank. And very... I mean, good to know, I guess. Alright then, and now our recovery waypoint where we'll get every bit of resource. There we go. Oh, look at that, we're really living it up now. I hope Grandma and Grandpa are okay. Don't worry, we'll get to them soon. So, what's up with that weird voice on the radio? Who the heck is it? Yeah, I don't know. Who could it be? Hold up. You think we can trust her? I don't know. But whoever she is, she helped us back there. We might have no choice but to trust her. Great. Just great. I guess we ain't got a choice then. The children's tension gradually eased as they drifted off to sleep. All the while thinking, why? Why did any of this have to happen? Petite Mona, 12 hours before. Petite Mona, an ordinary village on the outskirts of the free lands of Gasco. In this little village, we lived simply in quiet peace every day. I took care of Moose Sheep, looked after May, and my friend Hannah was always with us too. Oh yes, this part is actually narrated by Malt. Yeah, I should probably explain these characters pretty soon. Then there was Big Eater Boron, Brainiac Socks, and Kyle, the transfer student from the city. Our daily lives were always filled with peace. We never thought that would change. One night. Hmm? Run! Huh? What's the why is the radio? No, how could you? Our village, our beautiful petite Mona. It's horrible. Ugh. Hey, you there, get over here. Don't resist. Stop that rough behavior. There's no need to take the lives of civilians. As you well know, we have orders to take as many of them alive as possible. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is perhaps the most yes, sir sounding yes, sir I have heard in any media. I love the yes, sir of the Berman soldiers. It's incredible. Damn it. Damn it! You must run to the mountain cave. Hmm? Is there something wrong, Colonel Pretzel? No, it's nothing. Once the villagers have been taken, proceed with our withdrawal. Yes, sir! Yes, sir! How shameful. Why did we have to attack such a strategically meaningless village? Like this. Well, where are the others? Taken, I bet, by those damn Berman assholes. Impossible! They said the war would not reach remote places like this. Mal, where's Grandma and Grandpa? May? No. That voice said to hide in the cave? This ain't a trap, right? I don't know, but let's check it out. This must be it, the cave! But isn't this old forbidden ground? Yes, that is correct. It must be forbidden for a reason. I'm scared. It's dark. I ain't afraid. Okay, let's head in with our eyes peeled. Everybody, stick with me, alright? Well, wait! Don't leave me behind! What the heck is this? It must be a tank, but I never imagined they were this large. Tank? It's huge! Bigger than the windmill in the village! Hey, looks like we can get in over there. Do you think it's safe? Let's take a look. May, stay with me. Oh, okay. This must be the tank's control room. Seriously? Maybe we can rescue everybody with this thing. But there's no handle. How are we supposed to operate it? Not even I know. It seems like it will fall apart if we touch it wrong. We gotta do something! Aww, I thought we could save everybody. Grandma, Grandpa, Mom, our village. Please, please move. God, please save us. It moved! Now we can save everybody! Alright! Go! And that is the story of how we found the Taranis. Dunk! Yep, we're back in combat now. Ah! Wake up! It's those Berman bastards! They're attacking us! Sorry guys, get ready. We need to fight back. Alright. Ooh, they brought the whole party here. Alright, now, let's get into our formation. Okay, so this is gonna be me getting into my setup, basically. So I keep Malt as the main gunner, as our tank user. Now, I know I like May as the machine gunner, because as she starts leveling up, then she will actually become very, very useful, even if she is a little underwhelming now. And I like to have Hannah as our Grenadier. Also, I like the weapons in this position in particular. It will definitely look very cursed when we're out of here. Now, there is something to mention here. Support effects. I don't even think they've touched on these yet. So basically, this is probably confusing of why there are some of these gunners in the back. What do? They're not shooting. Why are they even there? Well, the reason they're there is they actually have particular support effects. So, for example, Kyle's support effect here is actually increasing the accuracy. Now, on a machine gun, that's pretty useless because machine guns are already very, very accurate. So, you're really going to dump accuracy on the accuracy? That's just a bit of a waste, isn't it? But, say, on a cannon here, or even a grenadier, that's actually quite helpful. Now, Sox's support effect is to increase the luck/critical rate, which is pretty good, but there will be better. And Boron just gives injury resistance. Yeah, you can actually get your crew injured, and in some cases even killed. Like I said, this game is definitely not for a younger audience, that's for sure. So then, let's return to battle. Yes, I know we'll be locked into the formation for 3 turns. Okay. So then, let's check out Malt's skills. Or in this case, skill. There's only one of them. He has the double strike. Basically, this is a 2-hit attack, which doesn't sound particularly amazing, but keep in mind that's 2 attacks both going off at once. Now, I should mention that some abilities have a certain cooldown. Not really cooldown, but they make it so that the user's next turn takes longer. I believe. Actually, no. It seems that Double Strike has a reverse effect. Yeah, if I don't use the ability, Malt goes actually a little further back. So, yeah, I actually see no reason not to use this Double Strike. I guess the ability is better than I thought. So, we're going to go ahead and use it on the Zyklon. Maybe that's not a good call. Actually, I think the best thing to do is to get rid of the Yaghound quickly by just killing him outright, like right now. The Zyklon will not do nearly as much damage, and the Yaghound has far less health. Okay, that's good. Now, Kind of lost on what to do. I feel like even if we stun that drone, there are times where you can stun an enemy and it will just not be helpful. There is times where they're just going to be able to attack anyway. I feel like this case with the drone is going to be one of those. So we're going to defend with May. And we're going to use Hannah's grenade launcher to kill the Yaghound. Now, fun fact, Hannah is actually able to heal you. Yeah, apparently she's a bit of an engineer. I mean, realistically, she's trying to become a doctor, lore-wise, but I doubt you're actually repairing it by singing to it. That's all I'm saying. But, we don't need singing to kill off Yaghounds, we need grenades. See? Like, when we used the grenade, the Yaghound died. Alright, Gatling gun. Good hold, 6-hit attack. Now, here's a bad situation. Defend only lasts for 1 turn. So this air blow, completely undefended. So we just ate that entire thing. Because defend only lasts for 1 turn, then all it takes is one little light enemy like this drone attacking first, and then the defend is basically completely worthless against an attack that's actually somewhat harmful. So watch out for that. Alright, let's get the drone stunned. We should just gonna fire off this shot to get the Zyklon to back up just a little bit. Now, Hannah, how are you feeling about shooting a drone? You're feeling great about shooting a drone. Hannah is feeling absolutely amazing about shooting drones right now. I'm glad to hear it. Let's do a piercing shot, get this thing's armor down just a little bit. Now, yeah, let's grenade launch with Hannah. And now we shall do a double strike with Malt. So that is another good old 4-hit attack. And that actually killed him outright. I mean, that kind of played out nearly perfectly. I mean, apparently the game thinks so. We got an S rank. And now everybody is level 2. So yes, Malt has reached level 2. So basically, in this game, it's pretty clear the effects of a character leveling up. In this case, Malt is getting a bit of extra damage, and also, I forget what the star effect is. I think it's actually their general luck, which is basically their critical rate. There is also the speed, which kind of doesn't really increase very much. It doesn't actually change significantly during particular level ups. It takes a lot of leveling up to actually get the speed to increase by any decent degree. Hannah has also leveled up, giving her 4 more damage and 3 more luck. And yeah, essentially it just keeps going like this, because everybody leveled up. And Boron gets 8 more damage, and only 1 more luck. I guess you're just not a very lucky boy, are you? Socks has gotten 4 more luck, and 5 attack, and yeah, it just kinda keeps on going like that. We also got a lot more rusty barrels. Very good. Alright then. More goodies up ahead. It seems like they're gone. It's safe to rest for now. Yeah, that was pretty exhausting. For you and I both, I'm having to voice act all of you. Yes, having to suddenly fight in a tank like this. I'm worried how the others are. Let's go check on them. Alright, our first intermission. I didn't realize it until now, but it's really huge inside the Taranis. What marvelous technology to have such facilities to live inside a tank! This is where you can upgrade the tank and interact with the children. As you progress with the story, various facilities and functions can be expanded. I'm gonna explore a bit. Okay, but don't go anywhere dangerous. Alright then, select May from the character switch screen. Alright then, so, Switch character, and we shall head over to May. Yes, I'm sure. Control May to explore the interior of the Taranis. Alright then. So, yeah. Hope you're gonna get really used to this area, because this is basically our little hub spot, essentially. There's definitely a lot to go over. So, Hannah, banana. I mean, she doesn't really have a banana. More like a taco. Okay, less jokes made about her, the better. Speaking of food, the tank even has a kitchen. With this, we can make meals for everyone. Braun's just munching on down. Yeah. You should probably get used to this. Boron is your #1 food eater. Hey! Don't eat all the ingredients before we can cook! By making meals with gathered ingredients and eating together, the children's abilities and resistance will temporarily increase. Alright then. Now, we can't really cook or really do much in here yet, but I always try to challenge myself just a little bit and give anyone who may be watching a little bit of leeway so that they don't have to do it exactly as good as me. So I think I'm going to be doing that by avoiding food this run. I think I may also be avoiding one other particular weapon. But in any case, Socks. What do you have to say about this situation? We have Socks, the perfect scientist. That's what I like to call him. What amazing technology! If we have materials, we can enhance the performance of the Taranis. More and more. I really need to increase the text speed. You can upgrade the Taranis weapons, HP and SP, and more by collecting the necessary materials. Alright then. Yeah. When we get the ability to upgrade, these will definitely be necessary, because this game is... It's a little bit like an arms race. I'll talk about that more in later episodes, but it does feel a bit, at times, like a race to just stay stronger than the enemies. There was a fishing rod, so I let it drag on the ground and caught something. Caught some junk. I don't know if any of it's useful, but it's good for taking your mind off things. Yes, by scrap fishing, you can obtain various materials to upgrade the Taranis weapons and HP and SP in the workshop. May, how is exploring the Taranis? Malt, it's so cool! It's a tank, but it has places to eat and fish! Yes, we can actually scrap fish for junk. It's it's a little bit funny, to be honest. It surprised me so much, I'm kinda tired now. Thanks, May. Because of you, I know more about this place. Alright then. Select Malt from the Switch character screen. Alrighty then. Malt. You are the chosen one. Since the character in control gets the most experience, try switching them as needed. The intermission will now conclude. Alright. Off we go. Time to get ourselves healed up and full of resources once again. The enemy's coming toward you. What? You're joking! This tank seems stronger than the others. Everybody, watch out! Alright, there he is. Colonel Pretzel, I believe. Honestly, probably the handsomest villain enemy I have ever seen. Just look at that mustache. It rocks so much. Only I could dream of having such a glorious mustache. Anyway, you're already surrounded by our garrison. I do not relish fighting pointlessly. Just surrender. This is a battlefield, so I will show no one mercy, not even children. What? You abducted our families! You give us no choice! Shall we fight? What are we gonna do? We will fight you. We'll never get them back if we don't. Yeah, who knows if we can win or not if we don't try. Well, what did I expect from children? Such foolishness. Indeed, that machine is impressive, but you are outmatched. I repeat, surrender now, kids. If we give up, maybe they'd take us where they're holding everyone. But who's to say we could save them then? I miss Grandma and Grandpa. I'm afraid to fight. I ain't afraid. Let's kick their asses. Right. If that means we can save everyone, I'll fight too. Alright, let's do this. Oh, we're gonna do something alright. This is war! It's not a place for children to play. It's not like we want to be here. Very well. And I suppose you kids will have to face the consequences of your actions. Oh dear, he's gonna hit us with a big Berman bell end. Ooh! Why do you still resist? Disarm yourselves and surrender! At this rate, they're all going to die. Okay. Time to see why this game should not be given to children in any way. You're the only one who can save them. Give up your soul for their salvation. I'm the oldest, so I have to protect them. I'll do anything for them. Who's gonna do it if not me? They're my only friends. I'll do it. If I may be of any assistance, then... I'm scared. I am too, May. The dangerous situation unleashes the Taranis' hidden power, the Soul Cannon. Select Soul Cannon from the menu. Alright then. Soul Cannon. The Soul Cannon is an ultimate weapon that can annihilate all enemies with the resolve of a single shot. Do you wish to use it? Yes. Well, we really don't have a choice because of the tutorial. Okay. So who do we really want to pick for this? Honestly, I feel like for the story value and to show just how brutal this can be, let's go May. Whoa! May, where are you going? May! Ooh, what is this place? So, if I get in there, everything will be okay? And I won't be afraid anymore? No, you won't have to be afraid of anything. Okay, I'll wait here for Mom. Grandma, Grandpa, I miss you. Soul Cannon, stand by. Loading energy into Soul Cannon chamber. All crew, brace for shock. Proceeding with Soul Cannon firing sequence. Auto-targeting mode, on. What the heck? What's a soul cannon? I do not know. I simply do not know. Don't worry, guys. I'm sure everything will be okay. May! May! Where are you? Please, God, let May be safe. Alright then, this is our ultimate weapon. It can destroy just about everything. I have never seen an enemy survive it. What in the world? Is it a weapon? How inauspicious! Take cover! All units, full power withdrawal! Oh, it's too late. Initiating Soul Cannon countdown. Firing Soul Cannon in 3, 2, 1. Goodbye, Pretzel. It was nice knowing you for all of 10 minutes. You demon! The Soul Cannon is a powerful weapon that can destroy strong enemies in a single blow, but it has a great cost. It is typically sealed, and will only be released when the Taranis itself deems it necessary for use. What was that? I do not know, but that light was intense. Hey, check it out, guys! The Berman army's gone! This thing's freaking awesome! Bet with this big old jalopy we can defeat those Berman jerks! That was such a powerful blast, but it seems to be over now. Oh, that's right! We need to find May! Yes! We need to go find May, don't we? Yeah, let's go. I think you don't want to search, guys. Isn't this May's? Yes, there's no mistake. It's definitely her scarf. May? Her scarf was here on the ground, but she isn't anywhere. Guys, what if she... I'm gonna go look for her. It is as I feared. The Soul Cannon has been activated, so one of you was used as its power source. The Taranis' ultimate weapon, the Soul Cannon, has the power to eliminate any threat. However, in order to function, it requires bioenergy. In other words, a single person's life. Someone sacrificed themselves to become its energy source, and thusly faded away. My children, I understand your sorrow, but unfortunately all I can do is console you. I promise to do everything in my power to help reach your objective. Your friend's sacrifice will not have been in vain. No! This can't be real! May! May! Malt! The children couldn't comprehend everything the voice told them. But one thing was painfully clear. A precious friend was lost forever. Nothing else seemed to matter. Heartbroken, the children continued on their way. However, that was no concern of the Berman army. A garrison discovered the Taranis, and an attack would soon be imminent. My children, you must fight. Alright. Yep, now they're going to basically force us to defend until we kind of just, yeah, die. What are you doing? Fight back! Hurry up and attack! You won't lose against this opponent! I can see it. You've lost the will to fight. Yes, and that is another fun quirk of the game. If somebody dies, then, yeah, their gun turret will be missing for a little while. Yeah, it's, quite brutal. Yeah, sure, stick Kyle in there. We're kind of going down anyway. Yeah, I mean, we really have no other action to take other than defend. Ooh, Cerberus shot. Oh, that's just next level painful. I suppose this time, it's inevitable. No one is expected to instantly overcome grief and fear. You can learn from your mistakes. Even if you fail, your struggle will not have been in vain. I'm sure next time will be different. I will help you overcome these hardships and fear. I will always be here, watching over you. Alright, end it. Send us to Anubis. His last shot actually missed. Okay. It was the easiest shot ever. This is where we part, until you awaken once more. Until then, rest well, my child. Utilizing this power was more than they could handle after all. The fault is my own. I should have used the children's lives more wisely. Of course, winning battles is important, but don't lose sight of our mission. Next time, I shall guide them properly. Yes, please, I don't want to be forced to have to defend 3 times in a row. This battle has led to an unfortunate ending. Nevertheless, mysterious powers surrounding this world can turn back time. Select Retry from before the last intermission from the menu. So, yep, that is exactly what we're going to be selecting. So yes, those intermissions also double as checkpoints. So should you die, you will be able to go back to them. Alright. So now we're back here. Time has turned back for the children. You are now just before the last intermission you played. Now let's retry this intermission. Alright then. So yeah, that's the soul cannon. Neat little weapon, but I'm actually going to be disallowing myself from using it, because it can basically trivialize the boss fights. And yeah, it can be quite an undesirable weapon to use. All of the characters in the game have a certain use, so just firing them off in a soul cannon is usually not the best way to utilize them. Anyway, back to the story. What's the matter, Malt? Why are you crying? Huh? I'm not crying. There are tears on your face. Oh, you're right. I wonder why. Geez, did you doze off or something? Everyone is tired. No wonder you might fall asleep. You must have had a sad dream, huh? Yeah. Real sad dream. Malt, are you sad? No, May, I'm fine. But what is this? This weird feeling? I mean, yeah, you might be fine, but like a moment ago, May sure wasn't fine, so... Don't blame you for feeling weird. The children do not realize time has been turned back. Experience gained prior to this will be lost. However, by increasing the children's affinity and strengthening the Taranis during intermission, you may be more prepared for battle than last time. I hope May doesn't feel anxious. Since I'm the oldest, she can always feel safe and rely on me. Increase the affinity between two children by talking to them. Use Malt to talk to May. Alright then, so now we'll find May. Oh wait, no, she's right over here. Hi, May! You're alive! Fire and the sound of booms are scary. I don't like it. Alright then. Affinity has increased and improved support effects. So, yeah. Fun fact. Increasing affinity between characters can actually make those support effects I mentioned a bit more powerful. So, generally, you want to increase affinity between two characters you have paired together often. And now, a link event can be triggered. So basically, it's like a little mini cutscene. Malt and May's affinity has increased to level 2. The children's support effects in battle will increase along with their affinity. This icon will appear every time their affinity level reaches a certain point. This is your chance to trigger a link event. Talk to May with the character whose icon is displayed, Malt. Alright then. So, yes, we can see that May really wants to talk to Malt, and vice versa, so that's what we're gonna do. Man, these cutscenes are just... Oh, look at that. They're so adorable. They're so much cuter than just everything else in the game. Hey, Malt? What's up? Why are you so jittery, May? What kind of people were Mommy and Daddy? Huh? Mom and Dad? Yeah, I don't remember them much. That's right, they went to paradise when you were just a wee little thing. Yes, paradise. Basically a very kind way of saying that they died. Aw, are you feeling lonely? I don't know, but I've got Grandma and Grandpa on you, so I'm not that lonely. Right you are. We'll just have to hurry and rescue them, huh? Uh-huh. I bet they're lonely without us. I bet you're right. Alright, that is our first little link event. Walton May's link attack acquired. Oh yes, link attacks. These are very useful tools that we will get into quite shortly. Link events occur when children above affinity level 2 talk to each other. When a link event is triggered, the affinity between children will increase, and their link attacks become available in battle. It doesn't seem like any enemies are around, so let's check out the Taranis in us a little more. Talking to children or using facilities will consume action points, AP. So yeah, there is our AP in the top left corner. The remaining AP available during the intermission is displayed at the top left of the screen. Make good use of the limited AP to strengthen both the children and the Taranis. Okay. We're free now. We can do essentially whatever we desire with this sort of intermission that we have on our hands. Now then, they do say that whoever you do the intermission with, like whoever interacts with other characters the most, will gain the XP. So, I'm going to religiously play Hannah during these intermissions, because I really, really like all of her abilities. Now, workshop. Yes. This is the workshop menu. You can strengthen the Taranis weapons and armor from the upgrade command. Through facility expansion, you can increase the functionality of the workshop and access more advanced upgrades. So for now, we can't really expand the facility, but we can go and upgrade the Taranis just a wee bit. Each ability of the Taranis can be improved through upgrades. Select the area to upgrade from this menu. Specific materials are needed for upgrades. Obtain these materials by defeating enemies in battle or by scrap fishing. Alright then. So we can upgrade either the grenade launcher or machine gun. I'm thinking machine gun because, fun fact, all of the weapons have different attack speeds. The machine gun is actually the fastest, and it also has a decent amount of accuracy. There are also a lot of aerial enemies that have a weakness to machine guns. The grenade launcher is like a middle ground between all of the weapons. It has a respectable accuracy in my opinion. Essentially, I'm finding that when I use the grenade launcher, I never really run into too many enemies where the accuracy is an issue. It's not perfect accuracy, but it also has a decent amount of damage, and it has a fairly medium fire rate. I feel like it dishes out the most consistent damage. Then there's also the cannon. This is basically the highest damaging weapon, but it also generally has the lowest accuracy of any weapon in the game, and its fire rate is almost always going to be the slowest. So let's go and upgrade machine gun first. See, all these rusty barrels are nice, but we only have so many of them is the issue. So, upgrade machine gun. Yes. Now, when you upgrade, there is a certain success rate. Right now, it's 100%. As you go further and further in the upgrades, sometimes they will fail. And of course, an upgrade will cost you 2 action points, so keep that in mind. Get her upgraded. Alright, and perfect. Upgrading was successful! Yay! And now Hannah Banana got a little bit of experience for it. Good. And now, sadly, we can... Oh, wait, no, we can still upgrade the cannon. I mean, sure. Because the cannon does do some pretty big damage, and it tends to have the most noticeable upgrades. Like, anytime you upgrade the cannon, you're going to notice the extra damage as soon as your next attack. Alright, another successful upgrade. Perfect. Now then, let's go over and do a little bit of scrap fishing. This is the scrap fishing menu. Use a fishing rod to snag various items on the ground. Expand the facility to increase the functionality of the fishing stand and access higher difficulty. Alright then. First, select a fishing line and a difficulty. The higher the difficulty, the more rare items you can obtain. You will need to expand the fishing stand first. So then, using higher level fishing lines increases the number of materials you can obtain. And yes, we do have a success rate. However, fishing will fail if the line snaps, so pay attention to the success rate. Level 1 lines will never break. Alright. So, yeah, right now we don't really have any choice except for old rope and difficulty level 1. So let's go ahead and do it. Yes, cast the line. Alright then, scrap fishing was highly successful! Alright, so we got... Something to explain with these is the highly successful tag. Those little +1s around everything basically means that we get that one rusty barrel small, and then we get another one from the fact it was highly successful. Same thing with the iron scraps and the used batteries. They don't really make that super clear, so I just thought I would explain that. Alright then. Now we should go and check out the cooking, shouldn't we? Yeah, kinda needs a bit of doing, doesn't it? Mess room. This is the mess room menu. By cooking meals in the mess room, all children will receive temporary meal effects. Expand the facility to increase the functionality of the mess room and access more sophisticated meals. So then, first start by selecting a meal from the menu. Ingredients are required for making meals. So yes, each meal will always give temporary effects. Choose the appropriate meal according to enemies with strong or devastating attacks. Meal effects last until the next intermission. Since all the children eat together, these effects are always attributed to everyone. Okay, but like I said, I won't be using these meal effects since a lot of them are actually really helpful, and I want to have leeway for anyone watching. Okay. What to do? Oh, we can actually upgrade again. Oh yeah, with the stuff we got from scrap fishing. Now, the most important upgrade of all, in my opinion, is the armor. Increasing the armor and the hit points of the tank, I feel like, is always the most valuable thing you can do. So, iron scraps. It's going to give us an additional 500 hit points. Doesn't sound like much, but that's an entire Cerberus shot we could just soak up if we're defending. And there are some normal cannon attacks that extra 500 health can save us from. So, yeah, more health, always a good thing. Oh yeah, and reactor, which increases how much SP we have. Yeah, go on then. Upgrade it. It uses the used battery and iron scraps, so we're now out of those materials. But that is 7 more SP that we can use. And also we can take up the grenade launcher to level 2. I mean, that's perfect. Now everything in the tank is level 2. That's perfect. Nice and strong we're getting. And the upgrading was still successful. Oh, and Hannah's level 3. Goody goody. Nice. Okay. We still have 7 AP left. And honestly, we should probably talk to someone. Who are characters I use together? I'm trying to think. Because honestly, we will get more characters later on to use. But I'm kind of thinking, there's really no powerful pairs yet. I mean, thing is, we do need another link attack, don't we? Because we can unlock another one, perhaps, and link attacks are very useful. But I'm just not sure who to choose, is the only issue. You know what? Let's go and have Hannah and Kyle increase affinity towards each other. I feel like that's the strat. Who the heck is that woman on the radio? Well, I'm sure we're gonna find out. Yeah, just nice little inches towards having more affinity. With this tank, we can totally beat the Berman. Yeah, especially since I've gotten all of its features up to level 2. Alright then. Chance to deepen your bond. So basically, this is a little how much do you really know this character you're talking to quiz. How do you tell somebody how you feel? So, depending on which one you choose, depends on how much affinity you're going to gain. I'm gonna be honest, I actually do not know the answer to all of these. So I feel like we're just gonna answer, you gotta have guts. Guts. Huh. Yeah. Once this war is over. Alright then. So, affinity level 2. And now we can trigger a link event. Perfect. Kyle, there's something on my mind. Do you have a moment? Something on your mind? That wouldn't have anything to do with me, would it? Actually, it does. Oh, okay then. Well, what's on your mind? Let's hear it. So, Kyle, I was thinking that maybe it would be nice if we could get to know each other a little better. Huh? Get to know each other better? Yes, I was thinking it would be nice if you could get along with everyone. Everybody. Yeah, right. Everybody. Yes, well, Did I ask something strange? Nope, it's all good. But you should know I don't really care about getting along with everybody. Sorry, but if that's all you want to talk to me about, I'm kinda busy, so... Oh, Kyle. What a fun, awesome, interesting, exciting Link event that definitely deepened our social bonding. Okay then. What else do I really want to do? I guess scrap fish more. Yeah, scrap fishing, it really is the play a lot of the time. Because you could just get to such decent levels on so many of your weapons and armor just by scrap fishing. It can really help you pull ahead of the enemies. Oh yes, a comrade might come to assist tasks during the intermission. When a comrade comes to assist, the success rate of the task will increase. The higher the affinity, the more likely a comrade will come to assist. Let's raise their affinity through conversation and other activities. Well, I feel like we've already done a little bit of that. So then, assist. A comrade came to help you. Success rate increased by 5%. Now, believe me, those 5% can definitely be helpful. So, scrap fishing was successful. Good. More used batteries and iron scraps. Alright. I mean, I'll never say no to that. Now then, can we upgrade anything? No. So let's scrap fish one more time. And we'll watch as our SP, not our SP, our AP runs out just before we can get that upgrade off. I've had it happen so many times, where you get that last thing you need from scrap fishing, but then you just don't have the AP. Oh no, I think they're gonna do it. No, you made it highly successful. Don't do that. I know what I'm about to see. Alright, that's fine. We got all that good stuff. No more AP? I know. I know. Okay. Good. Good. They didn't do it. So no, there's nothing we can upgrade. Good. Honestly, I'm happy. Left trigger to begin assault. I cannot tell you how many times they do that to you. Where it's just, you just don't quite have enough AP to get that last upgrade off. It is just... Oh, I could fly kick him in the freaking gonads for it. Okay then. So let's do this again. We shall go in, grab our health and SP. We shall go in, and to meet the handsome Colonel Pretzel once again. The enemy's coming toward you. Yes. What? You're joking! Yes, they actually repeat the same dialogue for the next time you come across it. So, yeah, this is essentially the same dialogue as we got the first time. But hey, at least we get to see this really cool image again. Yes, I know we're already surrounded. No, we're not going to surrender. Yes, this is a battlefield. No, you're not going to show us mercy. We've seen that. We already know how little mercy you're going to show us. You abducted our families. You give us no choice. Yeah, I'm not going to double voice act to this. There is already such a diverse cast of voices that I have to mimic. Like, I honestly just, no, I can't do it twice. Not twice in a row. My voice can't handle it. Well, what did I expect from children? Such foolishness. Indeed, that machine is impressive, but you are outmatched. I repeat, surrender now, kids. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and A through this since we have basically seen this before. Hopefully this time, we aren't going to have to fire off a soul cannon. Alright, let's do this. Alright then. This is war. It's not a place for children to play. It's not like we want to be here. Very well then. I suppose you kids will have to face the consequences of your actions. By turning back time, the children can challenge the powerful pretzel once again. From here on, as the Taranis nears a crisis in specific battles, the restriction on the soul cannon will be lifted. You can defeat most powerful enemies in a single blow with the soul cannon, but you must be prepared to make a great sacrifice. Still, depending on how you fight, you might be able to defeat the enemy without using the soul cannon. Examine the enemy. Find its weakness. That moving part up there, it seems they rather us not attack it there. Alright, let's focus our attacks there. We've got to try something. To defeat Pretzel, use all resources of the Taranis and the children. Battle Tip 1. Aim for their weakness, the tower. Attack and deactivate the tower to prevent it from healing the main body. Battle Tip 2. Take advantage of your defense. Selecting Defend will reduce damage for 2 turns. Since you can still attack while defending, it's effective when fighting strong enemies. Be sure to defend before heavy hitting attacks. Battle Tip 3. Use link attacks. You can use link attacks by setting characters with high affinity at the same gun turret. Link attacks can be used when the link attack gauge of a pair with high affinity at the same gun turret reaches max. Malt and May have a high affinity, so let's use the formation screen to place them at the same gun turret. Okay. If you wish to switch another child along the way, the accumulated gauge will stay the same. Alright. So, Malt and May at the same gun turret, you said. Honestly, while we're here, let's put Kyle behind Hannah. Oh, but then I don't have a second machine gunner. Okay, never mind. There. Return to battle. So then, let's take a look at this enemy. Sigurd. That is the name of this tank. It's a really interesting tank model. All of these tanks of this type have this tower, which essentially this tower can be used to heal the main tank. When its HP reaches 0, the tower will begin self-repairing and cannot be targeted. Once it's completely repaired, it can be targeted again. So basically, we will want to be shooting at this thing to sort of get it stunned and make it so it needs to be repaired by the main crew of the tank. So essentially, if you don't take this tower down, then it will just keep... I'm not even sure how it does it. The Berman here have figured out nanite technology, because it just completely repairs this tank so fast. Now, as for the main body of Sigurd, it has almost 2,000 hit points. And in order to actually get it stunned, to get the delay, you need to hit it with one of each kind of attack. So a machine gun, grenade, and cannon attack. One of each, and then it's stunned. So do watch out for that. Now, as for Sigurd's armaments, it actually has a pair of twin machine guns that it uses to attack most of the time. It has some pretty nasty abilities at its disposal as well. So let's go ahead and do a piercing shot, get the main body's armor down, because the tower on it can restore either its hull, the main hit points of the tank, or the armor. By having the armor damaged, then there's a chance that it will heal the armor instead of the hit points. So, let's get it pierced just a little bit. Barely moved its health bar. Alright. Go ahead, get a grenade launch on it. Now it's his turn. Okay. Not the worst. So yes, link attack. Attack on all enemies. The other's link attack gauge fills slightly. So these link attacks, they will charge up as those two characters stay paired together and fight together. And, oh, we actually have a 100% chance of hitting both. I thought the tower would actually have a chance of not getting hurt by this. Now, each link attack is special. Depending on who the supporting character is, really depends on the link attack's effect. The main attacker will basically be adding the attributes of the primary weapon that they're using to the link attack. So its damage, its accuracy, its speed, all of that stuff. whoever is behind them and being their support character will give their own special effects. In May's case, she will make it so that as soon as you use the link attack, you'll get more gauge to use that link attack even quicker. So that is a sort of thing to consider. You can kind of craft your own link attacks in a way. So let's go ahead and use it and show everyone why link attacks are actually pretty dang good. Alright. Boom! Okay, yeah, that was a big hit. Okay. So, he's going to heal the main body. And yep, as you can see, that's a pretty big heal. He went from below a quarter to now we've only taken out half a quarter. It's a little ridiculous. So let's go machine gun, grenade. So now that tower is, yep, it's completely done. So now we will now defend. Okay. He just does the machine guns. And now the auto repair for the main body. The tower has begun. So basically, it will start healing itself as soon as it's in that repair state. Once it reaches full health, then on its next turn, then the tower comes back and will begin healing him again. So we definitely want to keep that tower down as much as possible. Such a beautiful tank design. I almost feel bad destroying the thing. That is, assuming we actually get it destroyed. Alright. Thunk. Oh no, not the persecution. Not the racist railguns. Leave us alone. Okay. That is the main machine gun ability to watch out for. Yeah, 9-hit attack happening all at once. Yeah, could you just leave it out, buddy? Just leave it out. Alright, let's give him a good old piercing shot. So now he's down to 1 armor and delayed. Tower is halfway healed. Or actually more than halfway healed. Let's go ahead and heal ourselves up as well. There we go. Because apparently we can just sing to the tank and heal it. Yeah, I'm willing to bet in reality she's just running around like a crazy cat repairing this thing. Another double shot. There we go, getting good damage. Let's just motivate the main healing tower as much as possible to repair armor instead. There we go. Alright, so now next turn the tower will come back up. Oh no. Oh, he's using the charge shot. Oh, he is preparing the big Belmung Bellend. Oh, I don't want to get hit by the Belmung Bellend. This is why you should always be scared of people with big cannons. That's why I'm so scared of myself sometimes. Alright, there we go. Get some progress towards stunning him. Now another double strike. And there we go. He has now hit half health. Alright. That tower is now going to start healing him again, so we need to get rid of it fast. So, first hit. We are defended. Oh, the Belmung Bellend is incoming. Please brace. Oh, wow. 800 damage. Imagine if I hadn't defended. Okay. Get the main tank stunned. Perfect. Double strike the tower. That is what we like to see. Okay, good. Perfect. He's repairing the armor instead. That is what we want because the armor is a lot easier to get rid of than the main hull. Now, we're going to piercing shot him again because it's actually repairing 2 levels of armor at once. The AI on the enemies is actually a little bit smart. I'm fairly convinced they actually have some form of AI. It's not completely just random attacks. And I think they're actually intelligent in not wasting heals. So, if we left that armor rank at 2, I don't think the tower would have ever healed him, because then it's wasting some of its turn. So then it would just go and heal the hull. We don't want it to heal the hull, we want it to repair the armor. We also want it to just be gone in general. Okay, good. So that is a confirmed theory. It will repair the armor, if needed. Okay, now get rid of it. Learned how it works, now just destroy it. Okay. Get the armor back down. Goody goody. I'm going to use a normal grenade launch attack. That does mean we are at risk of being hit by persecution. He didn't hit us with persecution, so... all my plans are genius, apparently. Alright. Okay, the tower is now beginning its repair process. Can we kill him before he finishes? I'm really curious to see. Oh yeah, by the way, I, for some reason, on this channel, have a bit of a tendency of playing games with really good music. Like, if you think the Sonic Generations soundtrack was good, this one is amazing. Alright. Let's go and double strike him. Okay, I think that last hit is a bit of a death now. I don't think he's really gonna come back from that. Yeah, I think one more double strike and he's pretty much gone. Okay. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get back in time. Yeah, keep in mind, if you're unsure of whether or not you can kill an enemy in the next turn, consider examining how much health they have left. In this case, he only has about 121 hit points left. Man, we dished out a lot of damage on him. So, we should be able to kill him with this. Alright, finish him off, Malt. There we go, perfect. Very nearly survived that. But he is now gone. What an incredible machine! Are those children really operating it? Haha. Would you look at glorious Colonel Pretzel, beaten by mere children. Goodbye, Pretzel. You are probably my favorite villain in this game, and you die so quick. We did it! We won! Did we do it? Alright! I'm so relieved it makes me really hungry! Dude, do you ever think of anything besides food? Do you think that Berman soldier's dead? Well, what do you think? Guys, we just killed someone. I mean, yeah, we just killed a lot of people today. I mean, we just killed the entire unit. Alright then. S on the actions. So, apparently we killed them fairly quick. We received minimal damage, and our technique was an S, which gave us an overall S, and now I think everyone's level 3. Oh, nope, Hannah's level 4 apparently. Alright, goody, goody. As you hit some of the later levels, like I think at level 5, a lot of them will start gaining a few new abilities. Oh yeah, we've already gotten one. New skill mastered, Quick Assault. 2-hit attack on an enemy with speed increase. Yeah, it's a good ability for some of the longer battles, like a boss fight, but this isn't really something we're going to be using on the average enemy. We just killed someone. I mean, yeah, it's war, get used to it, Malt. The children realized if they wanted to save their families, they would have no other choice but to board that machine, face the Berman army, and take the lives of many enemy soldiers. This time you succeeded, all on your own. I'm so proud of you. Many more enemies will stand in your way. Defeat them without remorse, or you and your precious families will perish. Everyone will die? Struck by this cruel reality, the children stood in quiet resolution. So this is war. Yeah, it's not pretty. This is one of the things I love about this game, is there are so many game series like Call of Duty, and even Halo is a tad bit guilty of it, where they don't really show the true horrors of war. This game, yeah, they really don't mind showing it off just a wee bit. That's kind of one of the reasons I like it so much. And again, Do not let your children play this. This is not for your 10-year-old. The Taranis is equipped with a formidable weapon, the Soul Cannon, capable of defeating any enemy. However, in order to function, it requires bioenergy. In other words, a single person's life. What? I hope you won't need to use it. But if it's the only way to avoid everyone's death, you mustn't hesitate. Although you may regret your actions in the moment, hesitation will only lead to certain death. I promise, I will do everything in my power so it doesn't come to that. Well, I mean, we won't really have the option anyway, because I'm disallowing myself from using it. The children couldn't comprehend everything the voice said, but this much was clear. If they hesitated, everyone would die. This horrifying reality fell heavily on their shoulders. Alright. Special Gasco Invasion Forces, Berman HQ. Ah yes, now we get to meet the leader of our enemies. Hello there, General Hax. I see then. The devil from the old tales was in deep slumber. If that is so, then the lost god can also return to this land. You did well in your final moments, Colonel Pretzel. This is truly your most valuable achievement. Well, do you really have what it takes to take over Gasco, Hax? I guess we'll see in the coming episodes. Oh yeah! I almost forgot about this. We get fun chapter art at the end of each chapter. Which honestly is a great reward for having to freaking mind melt your way through this game. And honestly, I think I'm gonna rate each of them as we get them. Yeah, this one was illustrated by Kishibe. Honestly, I'm going to give it, I think, a 9.5 out of 10. It's honestly just so perfect, but it is a little simple. But honestly, sometimes simple is good. So yeah, 9.5 out of 10. That's what I'm rating this one. So yeah, onward we go. Although I think this is officially the longest episode on my channel of anything. And this is the first freaking episode. So, a new entry has been added to the Berman reports. That's fine. But I think... Okay, yes. This is the menu before advancing to the next adventure. By stopping at villages, you can exchange items and gather information from villagers. Select Enter Village. Well, I think we're going to do that next episode, because this is officially just the longest video on my channel, I think. So, I hope you all have a good day. I am very excited to continue this game. I think it has a great story. It doesn't have any glitches. It just absolutely defies everything about modern games. And this was only 2 years old, so it's actually somewhat recent. And it's still good despite that. I'm honestly very proud of it. I was not aware that such scenarios were possible. So, yeah, that's definitely the end of that episode. I will see you next time. And before you go, consider sharing the video with some of your friends who also may be interested in turn-based games. And also consider subscribing, because it would definitely really motivate me to continue making videos like this. Subscribe to not have to fire the soul cannon, how about that?